Hey there, I'm P.D. Hillman. I'm the author of the Killing Good series and an ex-tech exec who gave it all up to write. Now, I've talked about taking a leap, making a change, and doing what it is in your life that needs being done. But it does help when you know what's keeping you stuck. And for me, shame was a big one that kept me down for a long time, and I didn't even know it. And once I realized how that affected me, I was able to break free, or at least see a path forward to what I wanted when I realized that I wasn't broken. Shame isn't guilt. Guilt is different. It says you did something wrong. Shame says that you are something wrong. It'll systematically break you down into someone who's unlovable, unworthy, even though it's complete and utter bullshit. So every broken human in my books carries shame, not because they messed up, because they think their value expired the second that they did. So shame turns bad decisions into identity. It turns you into a noun instead of a verb. It makes you a fuck up instead of just someone who fucked up. Now, for those who haven't done a shit ton of therapy, like me, shame, or that I'm not good enough core belief, generally manifests itself outwardly as an overcorrection. For me, my overcorrection is I was an arrogant, know-it-all pain in the ass. But inwardly, shame was kicking the living shit out of me. I didn't feel like I truly belonged in the room. I didn't feel like that I was worthy. Okay, so what does shame have to do with making a change? Shifting to a new job, ending a relationship, or choosing a completely different version of you that reflects what you want instead of what others want? Well, the short version is that one of shame's amazing properties is that it's a paralytic agent. Once you get that shit on you, it's really hard to scrub off. It becomes a part of your life and a part of your identity. When you're operating with shame running the show, you'll never really be able to fully appreciate your inner badass, much less identify it or let others in on your secret. You'll be way too busy kicking the shit out of yourself. I mean, hell, that's why I started my business in the first place. I stayed way too long and even past the expiration date on that career, even though I realized I wanted to move on and work on the inside of tech companies instead of on the outside. Was I good enough? Was it an option? Oh yeah, it was. I was just too committed to being stuck to letting shame run the show that I didn't know that I was good enough. It wasn't until I did the work to identify and fully realize what I was doing to myself that I was able to drop the shame. Realize that I was the verb instead of the noun. Someone who had fucked up instead of being a fuck up. That's when I was truly able to make the change and feel confident that whatever happened, good or bad, that I got this. So here was my quick litmus test. And if it sounds like you, then maybe it's time to dig in and start fixing some shit. So for me, shame made me feel small in certain groups. I could tell when I was operating from shame because I felt like I was overcompensating. My stories were a competition. Mine needed to be bigger, more grand, more worthy. And because of that, my conversations weren't authentic because I was actually covering up something, trying to continually keep up or one-up somebody. I'd pull back into relationships and business opportunities when I should have pushed forward. Then I'd beat myself up about it. I'd be paralyzed by self-doubt, fueled by shame, bullshit myself into thinking that paralysis is some sort of universal thing that keeps us all down. I unknowingly let the noise and rumination in my head, fueled by that shame, drown out my natural intuition, drown out my own personal genius. Yeah, shame. It's a bitch, and it damn sure ain't grace, no matter how much you wallow in it. It's just excess drag that keeps you from achieving liftoff, from making that change that you need. It's just fear dressed up in good manners. So here's what I've learned. Shame dies in the daylight when you realize it and you own it. When you speak it, when you write it, when you turn it into art. You don't bury shame. You bury what it told you about yourself. We're not broken. Bruised? Sure. But bruises fade. So give shame a proper send-off. Write something to your older, younger self. Say what you needed to hear 10 years ago. Tell yourself it's okay to feel shame, but to let it go. Burn that fucking bridge if it means that you can finally walk free. Be the verb. And whatever you do, tell shame, you're not the boss of me. Take care.